A 45-year-old Mexican immigrant who was in the country illegally was recently deported back to Mexico, and within 30 minutes of being deported, he committed suicide. It's 45-year-old Guadalupe Olivas Valencia, and he had actually been deported 3 times. There's not much information about him in regard to his record, but we do know he has been deported 3 times, and the BBC has reported that while he was being deported, he was screaming and saying that he was scared, he didn't want to go back. He's actually from Sinaloa, which is one of the most violent states in Mexico due to drug-related violence. He was found unconscious next to a plastic bag with his belongings and died in a hospital a short while after. How did he commit suicide? He actually jumped off a bridge, and as a result, he died of a heart attack and concussion.
So, look, you can say chalk this up to a fatality of the Trump administration's policy. But to be fair, as Anna pointed out, he had been deported twice before. And there are people that have pre-existing conditions. And obviously this guy, not perfectly mentally balanced, he jumped off a bridge. And that there are better ways to react no matter how horrible the situation is. And obviously he was quite distraught about leaving America. But it also does give you a sense of how much these immigrants love it here. And we take people who love America, and sometimes with stuff like this, we crush their soul, and we send them back, and then Joe Scarborough will do a segment going, they hate us because they hate us. Now, sometimes our policies result in the feelings that we have across the world. And when we're open and we're decent, then the world has loved us in the past, like the Marshall Plan. I mean, I gotta remind you that every time, because almost we never learn the lessons of history, whether they're negative ones or positive ones. After World War II, we rebuilt our greatest enemies into our top allies. That is so magnanimous and so wonderful. Nowadays, though, everything's filled with fear and skepticism and hatred. And so, you gotta keep them out, gotta keep the Muslims out, gotta kick the Mexicans out, the others. And so this is a small but tragic story about the consequences of those actions. But understand, it's not just a rhetorical thing, like, oh yeah, they're taking our jobs, kick them out. It has real life consequences. You can help hire investigative reporters that'll chase down stories no one else will. Be the media. TYTnetwork.com/go.